Hello and welcome back to another Reverse 1999 main story. I cannot for the love of me pronounce this. Lucevan Stelle. Like, what am I supposed to say? Huh? What am I supposed to say? So we had Prisoner in the Cave, and I really hope it's a continuation of Prisoner of the Cave, but knowing just Blue Pock, was it? I think it has to be Blue Pock. Anyways, knowing Blue Pock, what we're gonna do is we're gonna continue the star instead. The extra inter-chapter. We're diverging. So, if I remember, Croftman had his sister go explore and do all that stuff. And so, I saw her on Reverse 1999 official Instagram. So, in a way, that was spoiled for me. Now, there was another character in that catalog next to her, and we knew that guy was a playable character because of the Chinese server. And yeah, that's pretty much all I'm at. I'm honestly more excited about main story than events, so let's get this show going. Please, I beg, please, bring back the initial voice. A feeling tells me the initial voice actor is either gonna appear in this episode, or I don't know, man. Maybe he just got COVID and he took a break, so they just had to scramble for another voice actress to replace him for the moment.
Yes, you, my hurried child. You rush through the street like a cyclone.
I know, man.
Where are you going?
I'm not excited to record Reverse 1999 anymore.
A show. So you came to Vienna for the love of stories. That's for sure.
Can I skip, guys? Can I?
Then this is just the right place for you. A place listen to. Which act in a show do you prefer?
Let me think. Act 1 is usually just boring intro, so I won't pick Act 1. Act 3 is usually, we're entering the height, we're, rising action, climax, and then falling action, and then just ending, right? So I'm not so sure, actually. Although an Act 3 is nice, if an ending is bad, then the story is just bad. So I'm gonna go Act 5.
Yes, of course. The resolution.
I'm skipping.
Do you know which act I love the most? But 6. The part in which the king picks up his fallen head.
That is not really a part of the performance. Thank you.
Yes, it is. My child.
I'm sorry, I'm
have
skipping.
A good script here.
I'm skipping.
The princess, a nightingale,
Nightingale!
Decorated with diamonds,
Skip.
and the curtain falls forever.
Skip.
Her madness keeps
Skip.
nodding elegantly to every.
Skip.
Next page.
This is some Isolde thing.
In a transparent room.
Skip.
No.
Skip.
Sleep, she said to me.
Skip.
That's when the star falls into an everlasting.
Skip.
Or for
Skip.
world,
Skip.
I'd say she's.
Skip. Skip.
Only one act.
Skip.
Oh,
Skip.
fix your car.
Skip. Well, this is just exciting, Hey, guys, let's start with the narrator I hate. Oh, let's go. My favorite narrator. Bring back the old guy, please. Razor in green. A razor impeccably sharp and rust in green. That stands up for the people. Yeah, that does look like the main story logo. That's for damn sure.
Meine Damen und Herren, willkommen!
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome.
On behalf of the General Medical Association of Vienna, I would like to thank you all for attending this demonstration conference.
Is he German?
It is a great honor.
I mean, his name is Dr. Schwartz, my bad. It was so obvious.
Dear friends, the era of science has arrived. The era of man has arrived. Today, we will share the honor of witnessing the advancement of technology, its contributions to medical science, and even the world.
He reminds me
Now,
of
please allow me
Mr.
to
Durian.
introduce the patient again, Miss Isolde von Dietersdorf.
Yo,
This
Viego,
lady
come
has
catch your woman.
selflessly volunteered for the experiment, and in return will receive a healthy mind in no time.
doesn't look creepy at all.
She's been living a miserable life due to hysteria. How terrible it is for a young woman like her. As we all know, mental illness is taking an increasing toll on our country. Even suicide has become more rampant. The tragedies are piling up, and our dear lady is in excruciating pain as we speak. Thanks to the development of medical science, we can again be rescued from the abyss of pain. As I said before, the electroshock therapy uses the most advanced technology available.
A part of me was gonna be like, isn't that Mesmer Jr.'s? And then I remember, no, they're just using some mind... I don't want to say hypnosis, but some magnetic thing, was it?
The medical
whatever.
use of electricity dates back to the 18th century.
The presentation of these obscure theories fails to enthrall the attention of the guests. Vienna's citizens possess less a thirst for knowledge than a hunger for morbid curiosities. Tales of misfortune are favored over their cures.
Isolde? The youngest daughter of the Dietersdorfs? Oh, no wonder she volunteered. The treatment should do wonders for her. You know there's something wrong with that family. I heard her mother stabbed old Dietersdorf in the temple with a brass needle and killed every maid in the room. That thing's even made it into the curio market. I heard not even the Lord's water could clean the blood off it.
Suddenly I want to say this is Russian.
The family seems to be cursed. So far, no one's ever lived past the age of 40. In fact, the girl had a sister who died very young, and now her brother. I read in the papers that...
This guy's obviously German. I don't know. I'm trying to recall my classmates from university. I had a Russian friend who spoke like this, but he's Russian. He's not German. And he's never been to Germany as far as I know.
He killed himself, right?
Probably not the conversation I should be having while the characters are discussing that one word you're not allowed to say on YouTube, otherwise your video just disappears.
Well, the artist did what an artist would do. He wrote a sad poem and then set fire to his paintings, together with himself.
You know what? My uncle works for the police. He showed me the autopsy report. The truth is, Theophil shot himself. He was killed by a bullet.
Gosh, good thing he didn't have to suffer all that pain before he died. Poor boy, he was so talented and handsome.
Yo guys, thank God he died before he was going to die. That is basically what I just read.
But the girl, oh, she's less fortunate. Fainted at her only brother's funeral. Didn't even get to see him one last time. I hope the latest treatment will alleviate her suffering.
Lunatics. The whole family is a bunch of lunatics.
Manners, sir. This is Vienna where we call these poor people arcanists.
I sincerely hope that Isolde can put an end to her miserable nightmare. After all, she is one of the most talented opera singers in Vienna. Just like her mother.
You know what they say? Talent and hysteria go hand in hand. Think about it. They both come from the mind.
The speaker notes these untimely whispers.
Quiet, please. The treatment will now begin. Are you ready, Miss Dietersdorf?
Yes. I'm ready. Please.
3, 2, 1. Okay. Calm down, my lady. Just hang in there, okay? The treatment will work. Perseverance is a virtue. I don't think the electroshock is causing the pain you seem to be experiencing. Don't let the imaginary fear get the better of you.
Yes, sir.
Good. Now we'll begin stage 2. The voltage will be slightly increased. please get ready, Miss Dietersdorf?
No, no!
Stage 3, on even higher voltage.
All other sound has faded away.
Enough! Forgive the interruption, Dr. Schwartz, but I need you to stop the treatment immediately.
Chattering, hushed questions replaced the hum of electricity. The audience turns towards the petite woman standing in the back row.
I can't help but to question your methods, as well as the methods of the General Medical Association.
Yo, Isolde, how do you put on your hat?
Your electroshock therapy is a gross violation of humanitarian principles. Judging from what I just saw, it only brought the patient meaningless pain and didn't help her condition one bit. Unless, of course, you intend to use physical pain to distract the patient from her mental pain.
Some ASMR. Her green silhouette is delicate and sharp, like a razor slicing through the chaos.
Even though this is a conference meant for conversation, you're being a little rude. The new electroshock therapy is not what you know from the last century. Now that man has tamed electricity, there's no doubt that the EST is the best choice for treatment. You shouldn't take it at face value, because it's not like the underlying principles are the same as that frog experiment, huh? My treatment is supported by systemic theories and reliable references, and it is approved and sponsored by the General Medical Association, which means it's reasonable and legitimate. Well, you are, correct me if I'm wrong, a social activist known for her little arcane tricks, Miss Cacania. Or should I say, Miss Clara? As far as I know, you don't even have a medical degree. Besides your so-called art movement, this secession, is it? It confuses me, really. Anyway, in order to have a more professional conversation, I suggest we talk later. You know, after you get a medical license.
Whoa, that's a burn right there. Murmurs and fragmented laughter swells among the crowd. My apologies, I am actually looking up electroconvulsive therapy, and I'm trying to read. Is it supposed to be that painful as we saw? I'm not sure, honestly.
No, Dr. Schwartz. This conversation has nothing to do with my personal identity or experience. I'm only asking you as a citizen of Vienna, and as a human being with empathy. How can you not see that she's suffering? Have you been thoroughly brainwashed by the supposed authority of medical science? Or have you two been blinded and deafened by hysteria?
Oh,
Oh,
you rude little...
I don't know. The reverse 1999 writing has this pattern, I must say.
Please allow me to reiterate, the EST is an advanced and reliable treatment. Besides, Miss Dietersdorf has signed an agreement before we started. The experiment is conducted under mutual consent. Your objection is of no use, and it is even harmful to the patient's interests. But we always welcome debate. Since you question my methods, please be my guest and indulge us with your thoughts on her condition.
As I understand it, Mr. Sigmund Freud published his studies on hysteria in 1895. He believes that hysteria was a psychological disorder caused by problems in the nervous system. It was not a simple organ disease. His trauma theory explains that the patient's personal life experiences were the real cause of the disorder. Affecting the patient in subtle ways, it makes much more sense to analyze the patient's traumas than to harm their body. As to whether his theory is advanced enough, you can read The Totem and Taboo, which he published last year.
What?
What is this, beta? Oh, we're suddenly Indian again. The gentleman's face cracks with expression.
Freud. Freud, the man who told people to marry their mothers and kill their fathers. The one who couldn't get a word in when his patients spewed insanity. It took him 17 years to become a professor, for God's sake. Miss Clara, I've tolerated your immature antics, and I always welcome advice and opinion as long as rational and reasonable. It's just, how could you challenge me with such an amateur theory? You insult me as a gentleman, and you insult my reputation.
What? Dr. Schwartz, I did not mean to insult you.
Bang.
Miss Dittersdorf, she's unconscious.
How?
Get her off the chair now!
To be continued? To be continued. Well, I knew they had to. Never mind. Drums of March, the opening notes of a big crescendo. I'm not even gonna pretend. I hate that voice. I do. That character, mainly. I can tolerate the voice as long as the character is good. Oh, it's you, Medicine Pocket. Right. I was going to complain. You appeared in the Illuru games and did nothing. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. You should not have been in the event. Your introduction is by far one of the worst introductions in video game history. I heavily dislike characters who are supposedly quote-unquote important. And then, whoa, guys, I'm Medicine Pocket. Actually, I'm neither man or woman. Haha. Bye. That's literally her character. Or at least it was in the Alluru games. Zero contribution. Screw you, Medicine Pocket. Bad character. You stay in your prison. Anyways, one thing about Reverse 1999 that I really hate is that every event brings new characters. And you might be like, Forever Life, that's weird. I thought we liked new characters. Don't get me wrong. There are good characters like Yenisei, Gutyong, and stuff like that. But then, on the opposite side, there's, bad characters who, frankly speaking, I don't know what's the point of them. I mean, to just throw examples. Horrorpedia. Anyone could have replaced him. I mean, some people love him, but, fair enough, sure. I'll act as if Horrorpedia is a unique character that everyone likes. What about Junangzi? I don't know. 20 chapters, only for her to be like, I was wrong? Me Shangre? Come on, dude. I can't stand Junangzi. Anyways, so you might be wondering, Forever Life, we're kind of salty. Can you elaborate on your point without jumping too much into different plot points? Yes. My main point, or the thing that pisses me off with Reverse 1999, is the characters don't appear in the events. Bunny, Zima, Eternity, Miss Babel, just to throw out a few names, they aren't appearing in events, that's number one. And then number two, we're just demoting them to anecdotes. And that's the thing, anecdotes aren't really doing much for the characters. I don't want to say anything about the speed that they come out. Anecdotes should obviously be releasing much faster. Given that you're not playing a minigame, you're not doing anything. They're barely voiced. They're all dialogue. And the thing is, these anecdotes use unique art. Like the DK one used NPCs we haven't seen anywhere. The Zima one used a detective that we've yet to see in main story or in an event. So I'm just curious, who are these characters? Are they going to show an appearance? I'm not in the mood to wait an entire year for old existing characters to finally get a mention or an appearance in main story. I'm also pretty salty that Miss Moissan appeared for like 2 chapters and disappeared. Navigating this corridor is no easy feat, as researchers engrossed in their Brownian motion studies hurry along without watching their step.
Shoot, are you blind or did you hit me on purpose?
A viscous deep purple substance drips from their face onto the hem of their lab coat, marvelously landing in a spot not yet coated with other stains. By the way, I just want to say, why is Reverse so obsessed with unnecessary dots? Come on, dude. There are moments where it is absolutely unnecessary.
Hey, hello.
Hello.
Do you know how to control this thing? It always drips on my bed at night. I just sit back for a week.
Just remove your brain. Problem solved.
Agreed.
Darn shame. How come didn't think of that. Thank you for your advice. You are so great.
I don't know, man. I suddenly like Laplace.
Oh, you're so welcome, pal. I'd wipe my eyes more often if I were you. Just do something to get that black snot off those lashes. The good news is, the persons in charge of this place are all dead. The bad news, the one in charge right now is not a person.
Hello, researcher medicine.
Ah, welcome
Pocket.
back.
Your meal allowance is being deducted to pay for door repair.
I don't care, Buckethead. Do your worst. A few pennies don't bother me.
The head of the computing center nods, taking this as a sign of amicable agreement.
You could have called me from your lab terminal. The technology department has equipped every researcher with the latest communication device, and I have the energy to communicate with everyone.
Then how am I supposed to know whether my report is lying in your trash or not? Oh, please, you know we gotta talk face to face to solve our issues when things get ugly.
With a flick of their wrist, a grey folder lands with impact, spilling its contents across the desk.
Congrats on the one and only achievement you got from the Manus mask. We're now fully aware of its side effects, and this great achievement is filling the halls with oil and insanity. You should thank the hatted cuckoo for her report. No one's turned into a crazy monster yet, or the Manus would be attacking the headquarters from Laplace right now. Damn it! What are you doing? Are you even listening to me?
Lucy turns her head, having just fastened the buckle on her face.
My apologies. You said we needed to talk face to face.
You have a face? There's no way that's Hoffman. Is it? There's no way. It can't be. Say it ain't so. It physically cannot be. I legit looked behind me. If my parents were to see this on screen, I am a dead man.
If I understand it correctly, this is your number one request.
You always carry a face in your pocket? That's just great.
Wait, it's the opposite. She's not hiding a face. She has a face in her pocket. Now, where have I seen that before?
You are welcome. It is our duty to learn and meet the needs of every researcher. This will help them reach their full potential while respecting the nature of their being. I received some letters of complaint. They asked me to develop a better sense of humor. They said it would help me understand the researcher's sarcasm, so I am studying it. 75% of the complaints mentioned they did not want to see a face on my head. Some even used strong words like, "Never let me see that face of yours again." I am glad that you are one of the other 25%, researcher medicine pocket.
You know what? I don't mind if you keep that face on, as long as you let me kick it around a bit.
The newly face-flaunting robot nods slightly, pleased with their renewed consensus.
Regarding your second request, I have read your report. I fully understand the side effects of the mask as well as the feasibility of the decryption.
Then what's the point? It's like trying to get the syrup formula out of a Coke can. Ugh! Again, we are all screwed without the original ritual from the Manus.
It is too early to conclude that the mask does not contain important clues. The attempts we are making are very necessary. Besides, the situation in Laplace is not as bad as you say. The side effects are completely under control. The subjects are only suffering from dehydration and mania. Fortunately, the rehabilitation center has extensive experience in dealing with manic patients, and some researchers, like yourself, are already manic without putting on the mask, so the side effects will not affect them much.
Sarcasm, get it?
Yes! Ball pens! Ball pens love brains!
Two researchers arrive swiftly, removing the poor soul who lodged the pen into their eye socket, and just as swiftly replacing the broken glass.
Extensive experience, huh?
That is right.
From the
I am
Allura
glad you
games.
have noticed our efforts. We have prepared a large amount of polymer materials in case of minor vandalism by the patients.
Haha. Amusing. So this is the logic of a machine, huh? Humans are as expendable in the lab as glass. You should be glad that your head is harder than my teeth, or I'd...
Your opinion surprises me, Researcher Medicine Pocket. There is a big difference between the human body and glass. As for the original ritual, you are not the first researcher to make this suggestion. We are fully aware of its importance. We have dispatched investigators and members of the Field Agent Administration to investigate various regions. Here are the images they sent back.
Field... what?
Field Agent Administration. If you have not heard of the name before, most prefer to call them the History Guards, given their function.
Right. That team of cannon fodder.
Is it just me, or does Medicine Pocket sound familiar?
The thought of people being thrown around like garbage makes me feel lucky that I'm just a piece of glass.
Medicine Pocket lifts their head, examining the screen, their attention completely diverted.
Looks like face-to-face conversation does solve problems. Finally, we're getting somewhere. Aside from the insane colleagues running amok, let me guess. The blue dots are good news, huh?
Correct. They represent the safe areas immune to the storm.
North America. I should have gone there for a walk in the park. I don't deserve to suffer in this stupid gray prison.
I have to say, Researcher Medicine Pocket, even though I approved your request for a sports field, which you claimed was a humanitarian need, I think it is more of a canine need.
I suggest you install an indicator on your humor module so we know when to laugh. See? Like this blinking red dot. Is that Vienna?
Yes.
They wait, but the android does not offer up any other information.
Alright, not privy to the information, huh? I know of your tricks. One day I will find the logical fallacies in your words, I swear. And this here... yellow. Better than the worst, worse than the best. That's the agency. What's all the fuss about? Don't tell me there's a 500-meter-long blue crab.
No. No sightings of large marine organisms other than the Gorgon. This is where Timekeeper and her team are right now.
Chapter 5. Dwellers in the cave.
It seems you can distinguish between colors precisely, so the canine elements in you are more of a personal choice than an innate trait.
I see your efforts on improving your sense of humor, I do, but that's enough now. Turn off the module, okay? Who the heck put these complaints in the box? I'm gonna kick their teeth out.
Back to business. Timekeeper and her team are in a bit of a situation. The details are classified, and I am not privy to them either.
Huh. Classified. I know what's going on. In this place, classified means they're in big trouble.
Good one.
What are they? Hoop did not tell us about these things! Get away from me, you arcane fiends!
Marcus? Marcus?
There she is.
I'm sorry, Madam Hoffman. I was reading the newspaper.
That is her. From the last book, The Star.
I know I told you to practice your arcane skills more, but you don't have to do it all the time. I just told you the oath to secrecy for this mission. Level 2 Investigator Marcus, repeat it to me.
Remember the field mission manual? Never disclose any information about the storm or the era to irrelevant people. Never build unnecessary connections with the current era. Never disclose any real information about the headquarters to members of the branch. Never discuss confidential matters in unrelated settings. never contact or interfere with the insignificant, stay out of their lives, silently observe and respect their lives, and why is the stupid train never on time?
True.
Did I really say that?
Yes, in a low voice, after the last random stop.
You have a talent for multitasking, I'll give you that. But the point is, as a rookie investigator, your focus should really be on the mission.
Yes, Madam Hoffman, I'm so sorry.
You sound like Yenisei.
Laplace has analyzed the information from the field agent squad and suggested several critical points on where the storm may arrive. One of them is Vienna. The history guards have reported sightings of menace leaders there. Considering they will probably do the same things they did in 1929, you know, escalate the international conflicts to accelerate the reverse, this mission is probably quite risky.
It's okay, Madam Hoffman. I am fully prepared. I've been waiting for my first field mission since I joined the Foundation. Thank you for approving my application, or I'd still be talking to rusty filing cabinets and diamond patterns on a wall.
No need to thank me, Investigator Marcus. Your application has been approved by headquarters, as your arcane skills will prove very useful on this mission. This time we will track down Menace Vindictae in Vienna and gather intelligence on their rituals. The intelligence should help with the storm immunity research, making it the top priority of all other missions. That's why I said your arcane skill reading will be useful on this mission.
Yes, understood.
The young student straightens up. Her mentor catches her emotion and replies unsmilingly.
I know how lucky you must feel for returning to your era. After being isolated from the outside world for so long, I will take you to Romania and visit the orphanage where you used to live. If we still have time for that after the mission.
I'll do my best, Madam Hoffman. Whatever you need, as long as my arcane skill can do it. By the way, how's the timekeeper doing on Agent Island?
Marcus, have you already forgotten what I just told you? This is a confidential matter.
But it's in the news. Unknown island appears on the agency. Forces attacked by arcane creatures. Ownership over island causing conflicts between Bulgaria, Serbia, and Greece. Austro-Hungarian Empire and Russian Empire to establish a negotiating committee. Madam Hoffman, the increased turmoil could cause the storm to arrive earlier, right?
That is not our problem. The headquarters will send someone to intervene since it is caused by the Arcanum. Now, just focus on our destination. Vienna. Time to get out. Grab your luggage.
To be continued. Let's see, is there a trial? There is in fact a trial. Suggestion box. An effective way for interdepartmental communication and understanding the needs of all employees. Read suggestions. Suggestion box samples. Title, feedback on faces, submitter, question mark, content, who thought the Michael and Jason horror masks were a good idea. And what is with the creepy face of the little tank engine? Enough already. My heart can't take this. Collection point. I don't care. Reply received on 2 days later. This plan was recommended anonymously with the intention of using familiar characters to create a sense of closeness among employees. However, these masks failed to achieve the desired effect. Mask Plan Mark II has now been initiated. Title, 4th floor, keep an eye on your test animals. Submitter Tom Evans. We don't know who that guy is. Content. Stop letting your spiders run wild. They've already eaten 6 of our Madagascar hissing cockroaches. This is seriously affecting our progress. These are crucial pieces of experimental data and research that are at stake here. Collection point, whatever. It replied 27 days later. Look, just because we're researching the spider tail doesn't mean we're responsible for any of this. Our spider tails don't even contain actual spider parts. Maybe you should ask the 3rd floor instead. They're the ones studying the hydraulic legs. Title, sincere advice for Madame Lucy, a person with a single letter for his name. Z. Given that Madame Lucy is an incredibly sophisticated computer with no emotional modules, and I am a carbon-based life form, who the hell is a carbon-based life form? Naturally equipped with such modules, I would like to make some modest suggestions. It would be beneficial for Madame Lucy to learn more about interacting with our carbon-based employees. Never mind, she's just saying I'm human and she should learn how to interact with humans. This includes not entering their offices without prior notice, developing a better sense of humor, and not removing important components from their delicate machinery. We don't even know the collection date. Hello, X! No, my bad. I'm sorry I said Madam Z. It was completely a joke. Wait, it's X? That guy? That guy? That's X? The set of devices you designed is unnecessarily complicated. The work it is doing far exceeds the joules needed to brew a pot of coffee under normal conditions, so I made some adjustments. As for your other points, I noticed today that my office wall is now covered with fake 230-volt sockets. Is this what you call a sense of humor? Now let me double check. Is he X? Was it actually X? I completely forgot his name. It is in fact X.
It's so nice to meet you.
No.
I've been waiting for so long.
We're not talking to you. In any case, thank you for watching. And I'll see you on the next one. Goodbye. I'm pretty excited, actually. I mean, never mind, I take it back. I'm not excited. I don't like Lucy. I don't like Medicine Pocket, but that one Laplace employee was pretty funny. Anyways, again, thank you for watching. I'll see you on the next one. Goodbye.